And I, as a believer, I'm going to keep this with me. I'm going to be ready for death any time. I'm going to do that. You're going to do that. Why? Because there's no guarantee of this life. I'm going to look forward to my death. I want it to become a death that I am told that death will come to me before it comes to me. My brothers, I'm telling you, you can be the simplest person. But Allah, if you're good with Allah right now, if you made your good tawbah, Allah will tell you when your death is coming before the death comes to you. I'm giving you an incident just happened 1 year ago in North London. A brother called Shazad, 89-year-old man. He phoned his family and he says this to his family. He's living on his own. And he says what? He says to his family members, he says, just now I had a person who came in my house without knocking on the door. And he said to me, he's the angel of death. And he said to me, have I got a last thing to do before I leave this world? And I said to him, I love to do wudu and pray 2 rakats. I love to do wudu and pray 2 rakats. So he did wudu, he prayed 2 rakats. He did salam, and he didn't see the person there in his house. He never heard anyone leaving. These guys, his family members, they thought, Buddha Baba thoda, old man has lost it a bit. They took him to their house. Exactly after 3 days, the person passed away. Exactly after 3 days, the person passed away. Subhanallah, there's another incident. I'm giving, this person was a common person, no scholar, no alim, no one. In England, I think this was particularly in either Kent or some place near Kent. I can't remember. There is a masjid in one of the parts there, Maulana Abdul Wahid, who passed away, not this Ramadan, the Ramadan before that. Where he passed away, he knew that it was going to be his passing away. He told his family members. He told his brother. He was in i'tikaf with the brothers. And he wasn't feeling well. And tell the brothers, take me to the bedside because I'm not feeling well. These are my last moments. He knew. There's a brother in North London who tells me about his father. He was a sheikh, and he actually, on his day of going, he told people, he went to the masjid for Jummah in Bangladesh. This is a brother I've known for many years, so there's no reason for me to distrust him. And he spends i'tikaf with me almost every year. And he said to me, after I narrated this to him, he said that his father went to the masjid for Jumu'ah, and he said to people, oh people, if I've hurt anyone, please forgive me, for this is my last day of my life. And they thought, there's something wrong with him. He then went to the graveyard and told people, he said, when I die, you will bury me exactly here. He went to his home, and then he went around his whole house and his land. He said, this is the last time I'm seeing my land. That night he passes away. Maulana Saeed Ahmad Khan Saab, some of you may know him. Great wali of Allah. You know, I envy this death. I envy this death. And bi'idhnillah, I hope I can get a death similar to this or better than this. And this should be your thing as well. When we hear the salihiin and the good people, they pass away, we want to look forward to a similar or a better death. When Sayyid Ahmad Khan Sahib, he passed away in 1999. He passed away when and where? He passed away in the month of Ramadan. He passed away in the last 10 nights. He passed away on the 27th night of Ramadan. Subhanallah. He passed away in Medina Munawwara. He passed away in the Prophet's mosque, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He passed away at the time of tahajjud, and he passed away in sujood. This wali of Allah passed away in sujood, in tahajjud, in the Masjid Nabawi. You cannot, subhanallah, think of a greater way of going to Allah. And Allah rewards the believers. Allah gives these deaths to the believers. Why? He's showing us a big sign. Before he passed away, he said to his servant, when I die, bury me in Jannatul Baqi. But you know what? ये लोग मानेंगे नहीं, लेकिन आखिर में वो मान ही जाएंगे. These people won't first agree, but in the end they will agree. He said this before his death. He dies, they call him for Fajr, he's in Tahajjud, passed away. They take him, they bathe him, and they're ready to take him to Jannatul Baqi. And the Saudi authority says, huh? Who? What? Jannatul Baqi? No. It's not going to get there. Take him somewhere else. And take him. They try to argue. No, they didn't agree. His janazah body was on the way to another graveyard in Medina. And on the way, a minister of Saudi passes by and he says, whose janazah is that? And they said, it's Saeed Ahmad Khan's. And he said, Mona, he said, it's him, the Shaykh. He said, he's not going to be buried there, he's going to be buried in Baqi. The minister turns the janazah crowd 180 degrees back and he buries him in Jannatul Baqi. Now my brothers, Subhanallah, when death comes, I want death to come and I want to embrace it. I don't want to run away from death. And I don't want you to run away from death. Because if I've prepared for death, if I've been good to my Allah, if I've been good in my life, if I've always renewed my tawbah, if I've always been honest with myself, if I've tried my best, if I've done my salahs, if I'm up to date, I've made myself up to date, if I've kept all the good actions towards my fellow people, if I've done anything wrong and I've always said sorry to people, if I've cleaned my heart, if I've done the best to return all the money I owe to people, if I've kept my way of good with my family, with my friends, with my social life, with all the lives Allah has given me, different parts of lives Allah has given me, why should I fear the next life? Tell me, why? I love and I will love death. Why? Because of the connection of Allah. That's why. That's what we need to say.